Now, yes, the last session we have completed till exercise number 13. So where we have seen about XLOOKUP, using XLOOKUP, how to get the data from different sheet, how to get the data from different file, left to right, right to left, anything is possible. If there is a error, how to handle it. Same sheet, if I copy it, it may show an error. If without error means you can select the entire data so that it will not show an error. Really, if the data is an error, we have used a message called as no data. We used the message no data here. Yes. That's what we did in the last session. Now let us jump on to the exercise number 13. So exercise number 13. In exercise number 13, we have a name. We have, let us take these are all the employee names, or these are all the name of the persons. Loan amount. Assume they are getting a loan, and for every loan we have some processing fees. For example, if they are taking a loan from 0 to 1 lakh, if they are taking a loan from 0 to 1 lakh, then the processing fees is zero, no processing fees. 1 lakhs to 2 lakh is 0.5, 2 lakhs to 3 lakh is 1, 3 lakhs to 5 lakh is 1.5, 5 lakhs to 7 lakh 50 is 1.50, 7 lakhs to 10 lakh is 1.75, 10 lakhs to 15 is 2, 15 to 20 is 2.25, more than 20 lakhs is 2.50. This should be the tax slab here. So for example, let us take the first person, Balachandran. He has taken a loan of 24 lakhs. Could you tell me what could be the processing fees here? What is the processing fees? As per this slab, what should be the processing fees? 2.50. Very good. So let us do this. I think for this people will use more complicated if and they will use the if condition normally. If greater than 1 lakh, this is the processing fees. Or greater than 2 lakh, this is the processing fees. Greater than 5 lakh, this is the processing fees. Instead, we can do it in same XLOOKUP itself. So let us do it now. And we can see the heading is on the top. Heading is on the top. Data is on the bottom. So it's very simple. You have to go for XLOOKUP equal to XLOOKUP. How do we select it without typing it? I type the Excel tab. Excel tab. What's my input? My input is my loan amount. Will you tell me, can I click only cell or I can select the entire data? Entire data. What is the advantage of selecting entire data is when I copy it on the bottom, it will not throw an error. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Select the entire data, comma. Next, which column we have to, which range we have to select now? Which one? Loan amount here. Yes, minimum. This part is okay. This part is okay. Comma. Which next one? Processing fees. That's my which is available in I column. So I selected the loan amount column, comma I. Loan amount is my reference, comma output is the processing fees. Comma, here is the change. Here is a small change. For the first time we are going to use this. Comma, if this data is not found, if the data is not found, what are we going to do? If the data is not found, if the data is not found, I think 99% data will be somewhat found in between the range, correct? If it is more than 1 crore, it will fall between, it is greater than 20 lakhs. It will somewhat, for 99%, it will not throw an error. But when it will throw an error, if the loan amount is in a negative, if it is a negative, it will throw an error. No one will going to get the negative loans. But still, if it is a negative, it should not throw an error. I should get a message called a 0. If there is a data, no data found, I want to get a 0. So let me type a 0 here. Not found means 0. Or you don't want to do anything. If not found means let us display NA, error. Display error itself means remove that 0. Better, my suggestion is better to have the 0. 0, comma, match mode. As of now from yesterday, we are using the exact match. Exact match means employee number. Exactly the same employee number it should match. That's an exact match. From yesterday we are using exact match. But today we are not going to use the exact match. Exact match or a next smaller item. Next smaller item. Forget about this next smaller item. Instead of that, remember a small thing. Whether your source data is in an ascending order or whether your source data is in a descending order. If the source data is in an ascending order, we have to say -1. That is next smaller item. If the source data is in a descending order, then we have to say 1. Larger item. Larger to smaller. Next to smaller means smallest to largest. Next to largest means largest to smallest. Tell me which we are going to select here. Minus 1 because my data is in smallest to largest. It's in an ascending order. So we can say minus 1 here. That's all. Minus 1, close bracket and enter. No need to close the bracket. Excel will close it automatically. It says 0.025. 0.025. I will explain it again, but before that, I will select the range. Could you tell me how can I convert this into a percentage format? Control Shift 5. I think yesterday we discussed this. But one small challenge in this Control Shift 5 is, unfortunately, if there is a decimal values, here in this data, I have some decimal 0.5, 1.25, 1.50. If it is 1.50, it will round it as 2. 1.75 means it will round it as 2. Same like 2.5 means it round it as 3. Let us check that. Control Shift 5. You can see it's rounding like this. I don't want the rounding. I want 1.50 means exactly I want 1.50. So I'll undo that. So how can I change the format with 2 decimal points? Percentage with 2 decimal. Percentage with 2 decimal. So straight away there is no shortcut key for this. How can I go to format cells? What is the shortcut key to go to format cell? Control 1. Under Control 1, you can see the percentage. Select the percentage and say OK. It automatically takes the percentage with 2 decimal points. With 2 decimal points and I say OK. Yes. 2.50, 2.50, 2.00, 2.00, 0.5, 2.5, 1.0. It shows the output here. I repeat the process again. Equal to X lookup. The loan amount is my source data. That's my input. Comma. Where is my output? My output is here. The loan amount is my output. Comma. Input range. This is a lookup array and output is the processing fees. Select the processing fees. Comma. I'll put a 0. Why 0? If there is no data, if the data is not found, 0%. No processing fees. 0. If you don't put 0, you can put a comma also. It will say NA. If there is a error, it will say NA. But I think here it will not show NA. 99% it will match your data. So it will not say NA. For a safer side, I am putting a 0. That's all. It's not required. Correct. Empty. You should put a comma or you cannot say it away. Some empty or you can type 0 or you leave empty. Anything. You can leave it like this also. Numerics. Numbers means you can put a double quotes and type it. Number means. But here since the processing fees is also a numerical value, that's why I'm putting a 0. Work in every laptop. Maybe you would. I will come. First I will finish up this. What is it? Here we have to give is minus 1. Close bracket. Enter or control enter to accept it. Now let me select the range. Control Shift 5 may not work here properly. So let us go to Control 1 and I will go to percentage and say OK. Actually, to be precise, this column is not at all required. Even you can delete this column also. Nothing will happen. You can see it's giving the right result. Even if you delete the column. This column is just for our reference. Excel will work only based on this data. It will check with 0 to 1 lakh, 2 lakh to 3 lakh. Here only it will check. It will not check with this data. Then it will not work. It should be in order. Either in ascending or in descending. It should be in order. If it is not in order, at least sort it. If it is, we have to sort it. Either in ascending or in descending. Ascending means minus 1. Descending means 1. So this data is not required for us. You can delete it also. Okay. So this is my formula. Yes.
In place of the loan, amount back to value is correct.
Maybe it will not give you the right return. If it is less than 1 lakh, it will not give you the right return. It will start from 1 lakh. Here it is starting from 0. It is starting.
Selecting the maximum value and put -1 descent.
No. This is also an ascending, sir. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, it's in order. Descending order means 2 lakh will come to the top and 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs, it is in a full top. Reverse order. Then we can use one. Percentage. Okay. Done? Yes. Yeah, if you change it, may be different. Suppose we change it 30 lakhs, so then this will not be 2.5. More than 25 lakhs only it is 2.5. For example, the first person will show you now 2.25. Here and change it to 25. As is 1 minute, sir, 1 minute. So here I will change it to 25. You can see here changes into 2.25. It's more than 25 is 2.50. Here it's not more than 25, it's 24. So based on your value, it will change automatically. Dynamically, it will change. Why card is for the number. Suppose I know the spelling of the person, but I don't know what will be the full letter. Classic symbol, double quotes. Name of it. I know only the first two or three letters. I don't know the full spelling. -1 if the source data, this data, is this ascending you check 0 to 1. You check the bottom to top. Check here to check 0 to 1 lakh it will come. 1 lakh to 2 lakh it will come. 2 lakh is here. But to 0 it will go here. 2 to 5 it will go here. Normally we don't have the reverse order.
That's next or next smaller action.
That is ascending order. Approximately. It's approximately. It's between 0 to 1 lakh. Exact is, it is exactly 10 lakh. Everything is approximate. But you have to check whether it's ascending or descending. It's only approximate, it's not exact. Otherwise approximate. But whether it's ascending or descending, that's the only thing you have to check. Yes, with the help of this, probably I want you all to try this. The next part.
Sir, one more thing.
Yes.
Sir, that 1% is also not 1%.
But always, one you cannot change. Only one cell, how can you change it? Either you can change it for everything or manually you have to go there and change it every 1%. Even the 2% also will not be correct. Even 0 will not be there. If there is a 0, it will show 0.00. If it is a unique format, you have to compromise. Right. Now, if we go to the next sheet, we have transaction ID, we have location, we have date, and we have order amount. Now, what are we going to do is, you are going to do two things here. So, where is my source data? First is, you are going to find out the commission percentage. What could be the commission percentage? So, based on the order amount, you are going to calculate the commission percentage here, based on the order amount. So, where is the source data? Where is the master data for this? Same sheet, you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. After H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, it's hidden. Select that H and T, because in between that we have some columns. Select that H and T, right click on it. No shortcut key for unhiding. Right click on it, unhide. Hiding we have a shortcut key, Control 0, but unhiding we don't have a shortcut key. Right click and unhide. Yes. There is a table available here where you can see the order amount 1000. If the order amount to 1000 to 2000, it's 2%. 2000 to 3, but this in call row wise. This data is in row wise. So I want you to find out maybe it says discount percentage, but let us rename it as commission percentage. This column heading is commission percentage. So here you have to find out the commission percentage. If there is a error, it should display 0. And royalty status, you have to find out the royalty status also. Two things you have to find out. If the data is not found, you have to say 0.
So the discount is wrong, right?
I changed the heading. If not found means you have to put a 0 here for the commission. If status is not found, you have to say not found. There should be a message called as not found. You should get a message as not found also.
Commission also?
You have to get both commission as well as status, both. Two formulas, two XLOOKUP. One XLOOKUP for finding the commission, second XLOOKUP for finding the discount. Sorry, commission amount. Status and commission amount. Decimal is not required here. Decimal is not required. Yes. Both. It's not required. Color 0. What's going on? Status, you should not display as 0, you should display. For commission, not for 0. What is the commission? XLOOKUP, where is X? Status is not. Zero is for commission. Status is not. Let's look up. That is the approximate 0, -1.
Done, sir. Done,
Okay, let me do this. Equal to X lookup, which is my input range. Input range is this order amount. Select the entire column of order amount, comma, lookup array, which is my lookup array, this one. This order amount, where we have this order amount. This is my lookup array. Control Shift right arrow, comma, output, which is my output, commission. Control Shift right arrow, comma, 0. Why 0? Because if it is not found, I want to put a 0, comma, then -1, because it's an ascending order. It's in ascending. You can see 0, 1000, 2000, 3000. It's an order. That's it. Close bracket. We got 0.25. Why it's 0 here? 800. Because more than 1000 only we are giving a commission. Less than 1000 we are not going to give a commission. So it's 0. So that's why we have given a 0 here. So let me select the range. Control Shift down arrow. How can I change it to percentage format? Right away you can use Control Shift 5. Very good. So we got Control Shift 5 percentage here. Next part, same thing, same formula, equal to X lookup. Select the entire order amount here, comma. Here also select the entire row of order amount, comma, entire row of royalty status, comma, double quotes. What I want to display is not found, comma, -1. So -1 is for the approximate within an ascending order. Yes. So it shows the commission status here. Status. No. 0 is for exact match. If it is exactly 12,700 only, it is in ascending order. That's why you are using -1. 0 means it's exact match. You cannot use 0. Okay, done. Got it? Clear? Jump on to the last formula, then we will jump on to what if analysis. You have to finish off what if analysis before the break. Now, exercise number 15. We have a table where we can see invoice number, customer name, product, item name, unit of measures, quantity, and unit cost and total cost. Now, filtering is another part. There is a function of filtering. There is a feature called as filtering. Anyway, instead of filtering, we are going to use another feature called a slicer. We are going to see how to make a slicer. Using a slicer, how to filter the data. But in VLOOKUP, what will happen is here, for example, maybe the first or second session, maybe based on the product code, I'm getting the product details. If one product code is available, PC00060, only one time the product code is available. So it's finding and matching here. But when I go to the sheet number 15, the invoice number is repeated 3 or 4 times. So I want to get all the details of 3112. So this invoice is I think through this invoice they have purchased 4 product. That 4 product is displayed. For 3113 they have purchased only 1 product. So 1 row should be displayed. For 3117 they have purchased 3 products. So 3 products has to be displayed like this. It goes on. So based on whatever the invoice number, it should automatically fetch all the details of the invoice number. If invoice number is only one time available, we can use VLOOKUP, and 3110 means find who is the customer for 3110. What is the product for 3110? What is the item for 3? You can write a XLOOKUP here. But the invoice number is 4 or 5 times displayed. Somewhere else we may have 6 or 7 times. You can see here 3132. There are more. Same invoice they have purchased so many products. So if it is repeated value, how can I do this? Yes. One, we will see how to dynamically do it. Second, we will see first we will see how to force it and do it. Second one is we will see how to dynamically do it. Hard code and do it and dynamically do it. We will see both. We have a new function available in the latest version. The function name itself, filter. Filter. The function name is filter. So I want to filter a data from some other area. I want to filter only my wanted data. I want to display only the one day. It should change automatically. For example, if I select the invoice number 3112, it should show me the details of 3112. If I select 3113, it should show me the 3113. That we'll do it. First, we'll see how to hard code it and do it. Filter, array. Array means you have to select the entire table. Array is the entire table. Including the heading, you can select the entire table. Control Shift right, Control Shift down. Filter, select the entire table. Comma. And I want to get a particular invoice number. I want to filter the invoice numbers. I want to filter the entire table based on the invoice number. So what we have to do it is filter, select the entire table. Now, comma, select the column of invoice number because I want to filter the particular invoice number. Select that invoice number column, the entire column where we have the invoice number. I want to filter the entire table in this column. Select the entire invoice number column. Wherever the invoice number is equal to, select the column invoice number equal to some invoice number. For example, I will type some invoice number. What is the first invoice number? 3112. I will type 3112. So filter the entire table if the invoice number is equal to 3112. That's the condition here. Filter, select the entire table, comma, select the column of invoice number is equal to what? Is equal to 3112. If it is 3112, filter it. Let me check. Two things. The first, as I told, we will hard code it and do it. Next, we will see how to select it. We can select it also. That's our next part. Now I'm hard coding it. As I told, I'm manually entering it. Next, we'll see how to make it dynamic. Now I close the bracket, or no need to close the bracket also. Excel will close it. Yes. Now you can see it displays only the details of 3112. Let me check what's working fine and I will repeat it again. Suppose instead of 3112, let me select 3117. Yes, it shows me the details of 3117. What is the invoice number, who is the customer, and details and other part here. We'll see how to make this more dynamically. Instead of typing, we'll see how to select it. That we'll do it in the next part. I'm repeating the same formula one more time. Equal to filter, select the entire table, comma, select the column where we have the filter, select the column where we have the filter, select the column where we have the invoice number is equal to, what is your invoice number? Is equal to what is your invoice number? Type the invoice number here. So we are typing the invoice number here. Instead, yes. Now what will happen is, based on whatever the invoice number you give here, it displays that invoice details. Instead of this, as he has told, I don't want to hard code it, I don't want to type it manually. Can I use a dynamic one? Can I use a reference one? For example, in some other cell, I will type the invoice number. Whatever the invoice number I type here, it should display the details of that invoice number here. The same formula, filter, select the table, select the invoice number equal to 3112. Instead of the 3112, remove the 3112. Select the cell where we have typed that invoice number. Just to select the cell, delete that 3112 and select the cell where we have typed that invoice number. I have typed the invoice number in a particular cell. Select that cell. That's all. Now what will happen is, it shows 3117. Now whatever you type here, based on that the invoice number will change automatically. 3121. It shows 3121. 3119. You can, but how do we select it? One number here, one number here. You have to search and select. Better I am putting it in some other cell. Easier to type. Because I don't know where is that invoice number. It may be at the last. You have to go to the last and select it.
But this we can do by selecting the data and then applying the filters.
But you get it in some other area. You will disturb your original data, sir. You will not get the output in some other area. You disturb your table. But I want the output dynamically. Every time I cannot go filter, filter, filter. So if I type it here, it automatically changes. Here in some other area without disturbing your original data. Your original data will not get disturbed. Yes. Equal to filter. Select the entire table now, comma. Select the column of this invoice number is equal to, either type the invoice number manually, either type the invoice number here, or better is select the cell where I have entered the invoice number. You can enter the invoice number in some other area also. This can be done not only for the invoice number, for a product, for a customer, for an invoice type, for anything you can do. For anything you can do it. Select the cell where we have entered the invoice number. I entered the invoice number in some other cell, so I am selecting the cell. That's it. Close bracket and enter. Yes. Whatever the invoice number you type, it shows the invoice detail. It automatically fetches the, it can be 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 10 rows. It automatically fetches the invoice number in some other area here. 3132. Yes. So based on whatever you type, it gives the entire output here. In some other area. Not in the same area, it gives in some other area. Only the heading you have to copy and paste. Only the heading has to be copied and pasted. Another sheet also. Another file also. How do we select it? Where is the 3112? You have to manually search, go there and select it. You can do that, but it's very tough, right? One invoice number is on the top, another invoice number is 200th row. How do we select it? It's very tougher. If you want to do it, you can do it. But if you don't know where it will appear, One invoice number will be at the 10, another invoice number is 200. It's very tougher. That's why I selected one cell. That's much easier. How do we do it? Tell me, how do we do it? Instead of K2, what can I do now? A19. Okay. Next, I want I want 3121. Once again, you have to click here. Once again, you have to go here. Once again, you have to select the 311. Where is the 31 and 25th? I want 3132. You have to go to 3132 and you have to, instead you can type it. That's much easier. Instead of going every time and selecting, just type it 3132. That's very simple. Because we don't know where the invoice number will appear, right? Now, with the help of this, same sheet, new sheet, or same area, different area, I want you to try this. Apply the filter. Filter the table where total cost. I want you to try this. Total cost is greater than, total cost is greater than something, let us say something like 50,000. Wherever my total cost is more than 50,000, I want you to apply the filter. If the total cost is more than 50,000, apply the filter the table if the total cost is more than 50,000. Filter the table if the total cost is more than 50,000. Yes. Either manually type it or select the cell where we have entered it. Either manually you can type it or you can even select the cell also.
Sir,
That's only the heading. Select the column. Okay. Yes. What's the formula? Equal to filter. Equal to filter. Select the entire table. You have to select the entire table. Control Shift right, Control Shift down. Select the entire table, comma. Now which column we have to select? Total cost.
To select the entire table, we will do Control Shift.
I have Control Shift right and Control Shift down. You can use Control A, Control Shift 8. That also you can. Control Shift right, Control Shift down. It should happen. I will come. So H10 to H till the end, it should be greater than 50,000. So what we have to do now? Greater than 50,000. Or one more thing you can do, either you can type greater than 50,000 or you can select the cell where we have typed that 50,000 also. Somewhere else I would have typed, let me check this first. Close bracket and enter. So wherever it's more than 50,000, it is displayed here. Suppose instead of giving this 50,000 here manually, let me select, I remove this cell and I type the 50,000 in some cell. That also you can select it. That's another part. Type the 50,000 in another cell and type it. 50,000 is displayed. Suppose I want somewhere value is more than 80,000. So you can type 80,000 here. More than 80,000. If it is more than 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh will be displayed. So based on whatever you type, it automatically shows me the output here. So two things, either manually type that 50,000 or select the cell where we have typed that 50,000. Both are same. I think second one I recommend. Instead of manually typing 50,000, select the cell where you can enter the values. That's better always. Rather than manually typing it. Okay? Got it? Almost all the formulas, approximately we have completed some of the important formulas. Next we are going to step into forecasting. Now it's going to drag and drop. It's going to be very, after this it's going to be very easy. No complicated formulas and functions. So let us go to the exercise number 16. What if analysis? Forecasting. What will happen if it is like this? If it is like this, what will happen? Let us take a small table here. We have a small table, where we have purchase cost. Assume I am purchasing a product and I am doing some process into the product. I am doing something in the process and then I am going to sell the product. So we are spending some expenses, cost of sales. 250 is my expense spent and I am giving a discount of 10%. And I'm selling the product for 1,800. Assume we are buying the product, we are doing some process and we are selling the product. Now I want to know what could be the profit and loss based on this. After finding the profit and loss, we'll see how to use what if analysis for this. First we'll see how to find out the profit. How can I find out the profit? Subtract everything from the sales price. If you subtract everything from the sales price, you will get the profit. Okay. Equal to sales price minus purchase price minus cost of sales minus numbers you can straight away subtract it, but here it says 10% on sales. 10% on sales. So it should be 10% on sales means into before. So this is my formula, simple formula. So B4 minus B1 sales cost, sales price minus purchase price minus cost of sales minus discount. I think this will work, but still. If you want, you can put a bracket also. But I think nothing harm. Even if I'm not putting the bracket also, no problem. As per BODMAS, first it will multiply, then only it will subtract. Even if I use the bracket also, okay. If you are not using the bracket also, no problem. BODMAS theory, first it will multiply, then only it will subtract. Okay. Done. This is very simple formula. So what's the profit? 370. Next we'll see what if analysis. If you have completed this, we'll see what if forecasting. Okay. Now, what if? Three types of what if analysis is available. Three types. First one, we have a profit. If we have a purchase cost, we have cost of sales, we have discount, we have sales price, we have profit. Now I assume that I want more profit. Assume I want a profit as 400. I want a profit as 400. If you want the profit as 400, what is the discount we can give? If I want the profit as 400, what could be the discount? I want to calculate in the reverse. What if? If I want the profit as 400, what is the discount I can give? What is the discount I can give if I want the profit as if I want the profit as 400? So place the cursor on the cell where we have the profit, because this is the one we are going to get it as an output. So this is the one we want an output. So place the cursor on the cell where we have the profit. Place the cursor here. Go to the tab called as data. Go to the tab of data. Under the tab of data, there is specifically an option available called as what if analysis. Go to the data tab. Under the data tab, what if analysis. Three options are available under what if analysis. Scenario manager, goal seek, data table. There is a scenario manager, there is a goal seek, there is a data table. We'll see one by one. First, let us start with goal seek. To data, what if analysis, goal seek. Click on goal seek. Set cell. Set cell is the cell where we have the profit. Set cell is the cell where we have the profit. That is already selected. To value. To value means what is the value you want it here? What is the value I want it here? 400. So if I want 400 here, in B5 I want 400. By changing cell, which cell you want to change it? Discount cell. Discount. So if you want 400 in B5, what should be there in B3? What should be there in B3? Simple. Now say OK. It calculates and it shows that 8%. So you have to give discount of 8%. Then only you will get a profit of 400. Reverse. Most of the things has been fixed like this. I will repeat it again. If you want to accept, you can say OK. If you don't want to accept, you can click on cancel. So let me click on cancel. And I say data, what if analysis, goal seek. Before that, you should have placed the cursor on the profit. Goal seek. Set cell is B5. To value. To value means what is the value you want? I want the value as 400. And by changing cell, which cell you want to change? Discount. So if I want 400 as the profit, what could be your discount? That's it. Say OK. Yes. If I want 400 as a profit, you have to give a discount of 8%. Okay. OK for accepting, cancel for coming out of it. Let me click on cancel. Probably now I want you to try this. If want profit as 450, what is the sales price? Yes. It's not your task, but I want you to try. Not your task. No score. 1,888.889. 450. Discount we have not changed till it's in 10%. If it is 8%, you would have got a different value. Okay. Tell me, how can I do this? Place the cursor on profit, then what if analysis, then goal seek. Set cell is B5, to value T. By changing cell, sales. B4 is the sales price. Okay. So if you want a profit as 450, then you have to fix your selling price as 1,888.889. You cannot just like that buy a product and sell a product. You have to use what if analysis, fixing the sales price, fixing the target, fixing the salary. For everything, we have to calculate what will happen if it is like this. So you cannot just like that buy a product and sell a product. You have to use what if analysis and we have to find it out. What could be our output if it is like this? Cancel to come out or okay to accept. I am clicking on cancel now. Next, let us see multiple inputs, multiple outputs.
Enter directly 450 in place of 370.
So formula will go up 450.
How we can do
Only by goal seek. Through goal seek. You cannot manually enter it. How can I find the result based on the input? Based on the input, you can find out the result.
suppose enter these values.
You have to manually enter and check. You have to say,
The formula we directly enter the values the X formula, and we need a 450 profit. So we directly enter the 4 amount there without the formula.
without the formula, without formula you cannot do it. With the formula only you can do it.
Here I'm without the formula it is not working.
It is not working. That's what I'm saying. Without formula it will not work. With the formula only, because it's calculating, right? Without formula, how do we calculate it? Without formula,
For a lame person, let's say,
no, this is very simple formula. That's name person also can.
let he want a 450 profit and he enter directly into the Excel.
No.
He don't know the formula and all
No.
that. How we do?
No. Without formula, you cannot do it. Or manually you type it and check. If the 1850, you have to even though if 1080, you have to write formula, right? Even the lame person, you have to add something, you have to subtract something. Without doing anything, how can you get an output? Just type, how do you get an output? A lame person also, at least without using Excel, use a calculator also at least to calculate something. Without formula, you cannot do anything. How can you, without formula, how can you get output? That's impossible. Even a lame person who doesn't know Excel also cannot do it. At least with the calculator also, you have to calculate. Without calculation, even plus minus is a formula, right? If you are using calculator. Without calculation, you cannot do
I
it.
will bring the reverse of that.
Reverse you can do it. Reverse you can do it. You can change and you can change it. Suppose manually you have to check. Suppose 1850. You have to check like this so many times. So it's 415. So it's not right. 1875. So it's 435. It's not right. So till you are getting 450, you have to do so many loopings. But Excel is doing for us. Why are you struggling so? It's a small data, but it's a bigger data. How long you will type it? How long you will find it? It's very tougher. So sales price I have to change. Then I have to change the cost price. Then I have to change the purchase price. Every time you have to manually change, which is impossible or very, very tough. But Excel is working for us. Use it. Max means the that is what we are going to do in the next part. Two things. As of now, we calculated only one. Next is two or three or multiples. Now, let us see the next one. We are checked with only one thing at a time, as he has told. At a time, we are checking with only one. Either we are checking if the sales price is this, what could be my profit? If the discount is this, or if the discount is this, what is my profit? But I want to check with the multiple values here. Multiple values. For example, my customer, my boss, or someone is asking, if I give 2%, what will be my profit? If I give 4%, what will be my profit? 6%, what will be my profit? 8, 10, 12, multiple inputs, multiple outputs. So every time I cannot type here, 2% find the profit, 4% find the profit, 6% find the profit. Instead, we can do it by a simple task here. Place the cursor on the cell where we have discount. Place the cursor on the cell where we have discount. Because based on the discount, I want to see the outputs. Various input, various output. Place the cursor on the discount of sales. Go to data. Under data, what if analysis. Go to data, what if analysis. Scenario manager based on multiple scenarios. Go to data, go to what if analysis. Data, what if analysis, scenario manager. Click on scenario manager. It's opening a new dialog box. It's opening a new dialog box. It's asking you to add a scenario. Add a new scenario. We are going to add a new scenario here. Add. What is the scenario name? Your wish. You can give any name. A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. 1, 2, 3. Your name. Battery. Okay. So you can give your own name here. It's a variable. It's a variable. You can give your own name. For example, let us say D1. D1 is discount 1. I'm just giving a meaningful. You can give your own name. D1, B3. Yes, B3 is already selected. B3 is the cell where we have the discount. Even you can select two cells also. Holding the control key, you can select two cells. As he has told, you can use two cells. We'll come to the two cells later. Now let us do it first with only one cell. B3. Okay. For D1, what is the discount you want to check? The discount value you have to type here. What is the discount? For example, I want to check whether if it is 2%. If my discount is 2%, what is my profit? I want to check that. So 2%. Just to type 2% here. Don't put it as 2. 2 means it will calculate 200. 2%. Because my discount is in percentage format, you have to type it in percentage. If discount is a number, you have to type a number here. So if it is a percentage, you have to type a percentage. So it's a percentage, so I'm putting a percentage. D1, 2%. I have selected 2% for D1. Add. One scenario is over. Here D1, I have given 2%. For discount 1, I have given 2%. Add. Next. Second scenario. Let me type D2. Okay. 4%. So I'm adding one more scenario, 4%. Let us add 4 or 5 discounts. Add 6%. Your wish. Just I'm giving an example. You can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. Your wish.
Here D3 will.
Sorry. D3. Thank you. D3 is a scenario name. Okay. 6%. You can give your own percentages. That's your wish. Third scenario. D1 is 2%, D2 is 3 is 4%, D3 is 6%. Add D4. Or you can give your own name. Okay? 8%. Let me add another 1 or 2. Add D5. Okay? 10%. Maybe the last one. Add D6. Okay? 12%. So like this, I have added 6 scenarios. You can add any number of scenarios as per your wish, but if you add more and more scenarios, it may slow down your system speed also. Try to have maximum 10 or 20 is okay. So I added 6 scenarios. Now I am saying okay here. If you want to add furthermore, you can click on add, but I have completed it. Later also you can add it, no problem. Now I'll say okay here. Yes. So it has created a scenario manager D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. You can check one by one or you can check it as a report also, first by one. For example, I want to know D1, what you will make a profit. Double click on the D1. Yes. 2% means what is your profit. Double click on D2. 4% means what is the profit. D3, D4, D5. But I'm not satisfied with this. Because every time I have to make a double click and check it. D6 means I have to make a double click and check it. Can I get it as a small report? Summary. Go to summary. Scenario summary. Scenario pivot. Pivot table, we'll see it in another few minutes. Scenario summary. Result cell. Result cell means the cell where we have the profit. That should be my output. Correct? Cell where we have the result. Correct. That is selected. That's all. Okay. On a new sheet, you will get a scenario report here. 2%, what is your profit? 4, what is your profit? 6, what is your profit? 8, what is your profit? 10, what is your profit? Based on multiple inputs, we got multiple outputs. I repeat the process one more time. I'm deleting the scenario. Don't create more scenarios. It may slow down your system speed also. So first I place the cursor on discount on sales because based on the discount on sales, I want the profit. Place the cursor. What if analysis, goal seek, scenario manager, add. I already added 6 scenarios. Let me add another one. Add. Maybe I'm adding D7. Okay. 14%. Add. D8. 16%. Like this, I'm adding multiple scenarios. Same concept. How you added the first scenario? What if analysis? No, go to your sheet. The report is a separate sheet. Come to your original sheet. Place the cursor on discount on sales. What if analysis? Scenario manager. Add it. That is the button of adding. Already 6 scenarios added. You add another scenario. You can delete it, edit it. So you have created. No, we don't have macro. Where is that? Unknowingly, would have pressed Control F11. Delete it. Right click and delete it. Okay. Now multiple output and multiple inputs. Right? Same sheet on the bottom. One matrix is already created. There is a matrix which I have created automatically. You can see 50, 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500. These are all cost of sales. Same like here, discount 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes like this. Now what are we going to do is, we are going to find the profit here. We are going to find the profit if the cost of sales is 1. If the discount is 1. Cost of sales is 50 and discount is 1. What is my profit? Same thing. If the cost of sales is 52%, 53%, 54%, 55%. Same thing for 100. If it is 101%, 102%, 103%, 104%. So we are going to fill the entire matrix. Manually, it's very, 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 very tough. But Excel will do it very easily. You have to follow 2 steps here. Now, this is cost of sales. This is discount. Correct? If the discount is, cost of sales is 50 and discount is 1, what is my profit? If cost of sales is 50, discount is 2, what is my profit? If cost of sales is 50, discount is 3, what is my profit? Same thing. 100, 1%. 100, 2%. 100, 3%. 100, 4%. Same like for 200, same like for 250. So we are going to fill the entire matrix. Okay. Manually, I can say it's very, very, very tough. Or I can use a word called as impossible also. 2 steps you are going to follow. First step. Of course, you have to create a table like this. Anything can be rows, anything can be in columns. Here I have typed the cost of sales in rows and discount in columns. You can reverse it. You can put the percentage here also and cost of sales here also. That's your wish. That's your wish. First thing what you have to do it is, where the rows and columns are meeting. This is the area where the rows and columns are meeting. In this area, either rewrite the same formula one more time. Rewrite the formula or refer the formula. Rewrite the formula again or refer the formula. I recommend referring is easier instead of rewriting. Referring is easier. Equal to. Select the cell. That's all. That's very simple. Instead of rewriting the formula, we are going to refer the cell. You can rewrite it or refer it. So I am referring it. Refer the cell. Yes. Enter. Now, before doing the what if analysis, tell me which data is in row wise, which data is in column wise. Whether how is your cost of sales, how is your discount, which is in rows and which is in columns. You have to tell me. Cost of sales is in rows. Why confusion? Cost of sales in rows or columns? Which is rows, which is columns?
Sir, rows are this.
1, 2, 3 are all rows. Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Basic itself we have confusion. 1, 2, 3 are all rows. A, B, C, D are all. Discount is available in column number C. It is in column wise, right? Top to bottom is column. Left to right is rows. So discount on sales is in column number C. Correct? It's in column wise. Cost of sales is in row number 8. So that is in row wise. So this way is rows. This way is columns. So see, yesterday also you filled it in columns. Date. Filled it in columns, not in rows. Rows means it will go like this. Columns means top to bottom. Same thing. Yesterday in fill series also you used it. Go to home and fill and series. Column wise means top to bottom. Row wise means left to right. So here it is left to right. So this is rows. Top to bottom. This is columns. Okay. First find this, which is rows and which is column. Then select the table. Select the entire table. Don't select the headings. Don't select this heading. Cost of sales. Don't select the heading. Select this table along with your formula. Select the table. Go to data. Under data, you know what we are going to do here. What if analysis? Only one thing is pending. Data table. Here. Row input and column input. This is the magic of Excel. Row input. So which is in row wise here? Cost of sales. So select that cost of sales. So because this cost of sales is we have entered in row wise, it will automatically replace. That's the power of Excel. Row input, which is in row wise, discount on sales. That's all. Nothing. That's all we have to do. Say okay. The table is automatically filled. No need to write any functions. Nothing is required. Let us check whether my formula is right or wrong. That formula you have to refer it here. It will replace the formula here automatically. Now let me working fine here. In my source, 250, 100, 10% is 370. Let me check. 250, 10%, 370. Perfect. It's matching. So formula is right. Every time? Ah. Yeah, one day. Not every day. One day you have to do it. No need to refer every day. One day. First time when you, before doing the data takes referring. That's all. The automatically calculates. Done. Simple. Powerful. Now, if I, unfortunately, when you place the cursor, you never see a formula here. There is no formula. Instead of formula, it is automatically doing a calculation for us. Unfortunately, you cannot select it and delete it. If you want to select and delete, you have to select the entire table and then only delete, because the entire table was done in one process. So you cannot delete it one by one. You have to select the entire table and then delete it, will go for it. Otherwise, you will not delete because it's array. This array is automatically created by Excel. You cannot delete it manually one by one. Row or columns. At a time only two. Because the data is in either rows or columns. You cannot have three. 3 means you can only check here. You can type here 1800, 1900, or you can create one more table. At a time you cannot do 3 or 4. Because Excel is only 2 dimension, rows and columns. Right now, with the help of this, after row number 25, there are some rows hidden. Select 25 and 39. We have a shortcut key for unhiding also. To hide and unhide, we have a shortcut key. Control 9 is for hiding. Control Shift 9 is for unhiding. I will show you that. Wait. Control 9 is for hiding. Control Shift 9 is for unhiding. For example, if I press Control Shift 9, the rows will be hidden. Control 9 is for hiding. Using mouse means you can select it, right click, and you can go for hide or unhide. But using the shortcut key, Control 9 will hide the rows. Control 9 for hiding the rows. Only for rows, not for columns. Control Shift 9 for unhiding the rows. So unhide the rows. You have to unhide the rows. And there is a table available. Control Shift 9. I unhidden the rows. This table, you have to fill this.
This table.
Bottom there is a table. After 25. After 25. After row number 25.
That's Sunil. That's sir.
Where is your paper? Let us fill it. Fill the table. Let us fill the table. Handwriting is very confusing. Yes. How do we do this? First of all, we have to refer that equal to, select that profit. Enter. Now select the entire table. Go for data. What if analysis? Data table. Then, which is row input? Sales price is my row input. Column input, which is our column input? Sorry. Sales price. Column input is cost of sales. That's all. So if the sales price is 1,500, if cost of sales is 50, what could be my profit? Maybe your source you would have changed something here. Then you will get a different answer. My source is same, I didn't change anything. If you change your source, you will get a different answer. You would have changed your sales price, you would have changed the purchase price there, then you will get a different result. Exercise number 17, which entirely you are going to do. After exercise number 17, we have to start with pivot tables. Pivot table itself will take 3 or 4 hours minimum. So let us save this file. At 17, as I told, you are going to start. Before that, I believe your tea is ready. We'll take the first time out, strategic time out today. Stop the recording. Yes. I'm not stopping, I'm pausing. The second video is also published. You will get it sooner. The first video is already done. Second video is also done. I think it will be published sooner on the YouTube. Yesterday's second session. Today's session, probably by today evening or tomorrow morning, I'll try to publish. Today evening, I think it's not possible. Tomorrow morning, I'll try to publish it. Let us go to the exercise number 16. Sorry, 16 is done. 17. 17, we have 3 data. One is loan amount and number of months and interest rate. Assume we are getting a loan, 1 lakh. I think nowadays no one is getting loan for 1 lakh, but still, just an example. So 1 lakh and number of month is 12. Assume we are going to pay the loan for 12 months and interest rate is 10%. So if it is so, what could be my EMI? EMI is equated monthly installment. What is the abbreviation for EMI? Is equated monthly installment. To find that EMI, we have a specific function available in Excel. What is the function is PMT. The function name is PMT. What is this PMT will do is calculate the payment for a loan based on the constant payment and constant interest rate. Based on your interest rate, based on your constant payment, it will calculate what could be your EMI. Okay. So PMT is the formula. Open bracket. Bracket open. Rate. First it's asking for rate. Rate means rate of interest. What is your rate of interest? Let me select the interest rate. But I believe always the interest rate will be calculated per annum. It's not per month. But I want this EMI is equal to monthly installment. I want to make it as for per month. How can I make it as per month? Divided by 12. B3 divided by 12. That is the rate of interest. 1 year means you can just leave it. Suppose insurance, every 1 year you are paying. Then you can leave it. No need for dividing by 12. But here monthly we are paying. So it should be divided by 12. Comma. NPER. NPER is number of periods. How many periods we are going to pay this loan? Number of periods. That is number of months. Select the cell where we have the number of months. Comma. PV. What is PV? PV is your principal value. Principal value. So, what is your principal? Principal value is the loan amount. What is your loan amount? Select the cell where we have that loan amount. That's all. Close the bracket. And when you say enter or control enter, it will show it in a negative. Negative means this is the loan which we have to pay. That's why it's showing in negative. So let me close the bracket or I will press enter or control enter. Yes, it says in a negative. That is every month we have to pay 8,791.59. Make it as positive. Yes, we can make it as positive. We'll see how to make it as positive. Before that, I repeat the formula again. Equal to PMT. Bracket open. Rate of interest. What's our rate of interest? The interest rate. 10% divided by 12. Because always the interest is calculated per annum. We have to make it as per month. So divided by 12. NPER is number of periods. How many periods you are going to pay? I am going to pay it for 12 months. So I am selecting the cell where we have the 12. Comma. Loan amount. PV is principal value. Present value or the principal value. Principal value is our loan amount. Loan amount was the bracket. That's it. Enter or control enter. It shows the answer in negative. So every month you have to convert, every month you have to pay 8,791.59. Can I make it as a positive value? Two methods it as a convert it as a positive value. You know the normal mathematics, negative into negative is a positive. Minus into minus is plus. So if you want to make this as positive, you can do two things. One is you can put a minus before this. If I say minus, the negative into negative will be converted into positive. This is one method. Another method is there is a formula available or function available for this also. ABS, absolute. What is this absolute will do is, if it is a negative, it will convert into positive. Positive also will be displayed in positive. I recommend better to go with ABS. Because negative will be converted into positive if I use minus. Positive means it will convert as a negative. But ABS, negative also positive. Positive also positive. It displays everything in a positive method. So I will use ABS. That's all. Close bracket. No need to close the bracket. Excel will close it. So 8,791.59 is your EMI, equated monthly installment.
If you want interest rate in, let's say 8.95.
Make it as 8.95 there.
It is taking it 9% wrong.
It will take it as 8.95. Make control 1. Increase the decimal points. What is your going? 8.95. For variable, you have PPMT. There is another function, PPMT. Further, you have to create a column first. Last month minus this month. That's a bigger way. Another form, not PMT.
So ABS full form.
Absolute. Negative will be positive, positive will be negative. So I reverse this, the older one. This is the one. Now, this is also not your task, but I want you to find it. Next is going to be, after this is going to be your task. If I can pay only the EMI, I am able to pay only 7,000. Assume that I can pay only 7,500 per month. I can pay only 7,500 per month. What is the loan amount I will get? What will be the loan amount? Can you try this? If EMI is 7,500, what can be the loan or what will be the loan?
Done, sir. How much? 85,003 units.
85,000?
3 units.
308.813.
Done. Help me here. How can I do this? Place the cursor on EMI, then data, what if analysis, goal seek, set cell. Set cell is what? B4. To value 75 by changing cell. Yes. Say okay. So 85,308.81, approximately 85,309 is the loan which you will get it if you are able to pay only 7,500 per month. Yes. Create a scenario summary. Next, I want you all to try this. Maybe I will show how the input should be. Create a scenario summary report. Yes. I'll copy 1 minute. I'll copy and I will show you how it should look like. What is the report you are going to create? The report which you are going to create is this. Create a scenario summary. If the number of month is 12, what is my EMI? Number of month is 24, what is my EMI? Number of month is 36, what is my EMI? 48, what is my EMI? 60, what is my EMI? So based on number of month, tell me what could be my EMI. 12, 24, 36. You should get the output in a separate sheet, in a new sheet. Output in a new sheet. Scenario summary in a new sheet. Scenario summary in a new sheet. New sheet. You should get the output in a new sheet like this. Create a scenario summary. If 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, 60 months.
Done. Sorry, one.
Done, sir. Sir, done.
You see the formula, otherwise I will explain it later.
Sir, done.
1 minute.
Where is 16?
I missed, sir. I know the situation.
अरे अभी वो तो मिल गए
मिस हो गया
देना चाहिए You're fine. What I did for everything 8,000.
I put both formulas, the APS and the minor fields.
So 2 times you have written the formula.
I get the letter.
Sir, should we edit the scenario table?
Yeah, of course. Then you will get all the regrets.
Where we I just want to remove that.
This you will delete and it is already created.
Yeah.
Either delete it and delete.
That's the already.
Okay. So, place the cursor on this. Where we have to place the cursor? Number of months. Then, data, what if analysis, scenario manager. Add. What is the first scenario? Let us say month as, let me give the name itself as 12 months. It's a variable. You can A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. You can give any name. Let us give it as 12 months. What is the value? 12. First one is 12. Add. Next, I want to check it for 24 months. I'm giving the name itself as 24 months so that I can understand very easily. Okay? 24. Add. 36 months. Okay? 36. Add 48 months. Okay, let it be 48 here. Last one, add 60 months. And the value is again 60. So we added 5 scenarios. 12, 24, 36, 48 and 60. Okay. Yes. If you want to check one by one, suppose I want to check it for 24 months. Double click on 24 months. Yes. If it is 24 months, we'll get a EMI of 4,614. 36 months, 3,226. 48 months, 2,536. 60 months, 2,124. This is fine. But I don't want to see it as a separate double click and see the report. I want to see it as a summary report. So what we can do? Summary, then scenario summary, result cell. Result cell is a cell where we have the EMI. That has to be selected. You have to select one cell which you want as an output. That's all. Okay. On a separate sheet. 12 months. What is my EMI? 24. What is my EMI? 36, 48, 60. Equal to PMT. First to do this, equal to PMT. B3 is your interest rate divided by 12. Why divided by 12? Because every month. Always rate of interest will be for per annum. You have to divide it by 12. Comma B2. B2 is number of months. Comma B1. B1 is your loan amount. If you close it and enter, it will show it in negative. Correct? Are you getting in negative? First you do this. After you can add ABS. ABS later you can add it. So if you want the negative to be converted to positive, you can add the ABS before the PMT. ABS, open bracket, close bracket. Done? As I indicated, don't create multiple scenarios. It may slow down your system speed. Whenever required, create it. Otherwise, you can delete it also. Next, what are you going to create is create a data table. You have to create a data table. The data table can be somewhat similar like this. You can have a data table like this, or you can put it in reverse also. Number of months and loan amount, or loan amount in the row wise and number of months also in column wise. That's your wish. Create a table like this. This table has to be created, then fill the table. So what will be my EMI? If 12 months, 1 lakh. 12 months, 2 lakhs. 12 months, 3 lakhs. 12 months, 4 lakhs. Same thing, 24 months, 1 lakh. 24 months, 2 lakhs. 24 months, 3 lakhs. So the entire table has to be filled. 180 months. Till 180 months, loan amount is 18 lakhs. 18, 18.
So last में क्या
18 lakhs. 180 months. You can question also on the top. Create a table, data table starting at 1 lakh, 2 lakh till 18 lakhs. Number of months is starting from 12, 24, 36, 48, 180. Till 18 lakhs and number of months is 180 months. Starting from 12, 24, 36, 180 months. Of course, loan amount. EMI. What is your EMI? If 1 lakh 12 months, what is my EMI? 1 lakh 24 months, what is my EMI? 1 lakh 36 months, what is my EMI? Loan is 1 lakh and EMI is also 1 lakh.
Right, the rows of garlic. One of two then keep it. Fill series. Fill series.
Well done, sir. How about this method? Please follow. Rajasthan. So I find Rajasthan. Yeah. Yeah.
उसमें से चार चीजें डेवलप में यूज होंगी बेसिक करती है स्पेस का लेंथ
How big was it? See how it goes.
Okay. So, first you should have created this table. This table is already created. Fine. Now, where the rows and columns are meeting, here the rows and columns are meeting. What we have to do here? Refer the cell equal to select the cell EMI where we have written the formula. Then select the entire table, Control Shift right and Control Shift down. What if analysis? Data table. Row input. Tell me which is the row input. Number of months. Column input. Loan amount. That's all. Say okay. Yes. As I told, this is literally impossible to create a report like this. Correct? We cannot create a report like this manually. It's impossible without this what if analysis. What if will let us very easily it has created a report here. 1,12 months, I think it's 87591. So it's correct. So I can check it with multiple months with a multiple loan amount. What will be my EMI? Great. As I indicated, try to not create more scenarios, more data tables. It may slow down your system speed. If you want, you can have it. Time being, I'm deleting this. Let me go to the sheet number 18. 18, 90, 20, 21. All the 4 sheets, we are going to see only one concept. One concept for next 3 or 4 hours at least. So we have a table, region, target segments, campaign name, channel, campaign type, ad spent, execution cost, miscellaneous expense, lead time, and net profit. So we have some columns and we have some net profit. Based on this, now we are going to create a report. First time we are going to create a report. From yesterday till now, we have seen how to analyze your data, how to apply the conditional formatting, how to apply some formulas, how to apply some function. First time we are going to create a report. You can ask me what is there. This table is better. We can have this table. Why to convert this table as a report? The reason is this table is fine, but the problem is I don't know which region has more profit and loss, or which region has more sales, or which region has more leads. So I cannot do this by this data. So this data we have to convert it into a report. To convert your data into a report, as I told, we are going to start with a very, very, very powerful tool called as pivot or pivot. Your wish. You can say it as pivot or you can say it as pivot. That's up to you. From yesterday till now, you have learned so many concepts. I don't know how many are going to use all the concept. Even my answer is going to be no. No one is going to use all the concept, correct? Some may use XLOOKUP, some may not use it. They don't require XLOOKUP itself. Some may use what if analysis, some may not require what if analysis also. But I want everyone to from today start using 2 concepts. One is pivot, another concept which we are going to see it in another few minutes. Very, very, very powerful. So if you want to go to the next level in data analyzing and data reporting, you have to start using pivot. So pivot can be created based on only one table. Based on one table, you can create a report. Suppose if you want to create a report based on 2 or 3 tables, then we can use one more tool, that is Power Pivot. And if the data is too large, yesterday itself we have seen there are 10 lakh rows and 16,000 columns. Is that sufficient? No, it's not sufficient. We have huge data. It will accumulate. Now you can have the global data in one area, correct? You can have the entire LG data, whole world LG data, we can have it in one area. Because now we can keep the data in clouds, online. Online you can save the data, you can get it on clouds. Earlier days, one branch means you will have the data, you built on only one branch. Now you can have all the branch data, whole world data in one area. So 1 lakh or 10 lakh row may not be sufficient. If the data is too large, then we have to go for a tool where we can transform, we can clean up, we can combine, we can consolidate multiple sheets, multiple files. For that, we have a tool called as Power Query. Then we have to convert this as a dashboard. If you want to convert this as a dashboard, we had a tool. Now it's not there. They have removed it. We had a tool called as Power View. All this combination of four tools, since they have removed this, they have added a combination of all these four tools together. That is Power BI. What does BI stands for? Business Intelligence. Two I's are very popular nowadays. One is AI, Artificial Intelligence. BI is Business Intelligence. So if you want to go to BI next level, you have to know this concept: pivot, power pivot, and power query. After learning this pivot and power query, then you can go for Power BI, which is very easier. So we have to be well versed on pivot. So we'll start with the pivot now. The most flexible, most easiest way, most simplest way to create a report. No need to write formulas and function. We have to just drag and drop and create your reports. But where to drag and drop, that's a challenge here. So any questions, any doubts, queries, stop me, ask me there itself. Because if you don't know how to create a pivot, you cannot go to the next step. Okay, stop me, ask me that. I can repeat a concept any number of times. Right. So place the cursor on the table. I'll place the cursor on the table. Now I want to create, or we want to create a report. Region wise and segment wise. Let us take the region name. Let us take the segment name. This region wise and segment wise. In each region, in each segment, I want to know what is the sum of. So we are going to calculate what is the sum of ad spend, execution cost, miscellaneous expense, lead level, and profit and loss. So we are going to calculate the sum of all this column by region wise and segment wise. So for this we are going to create a report. Before creating a report, three important conditions. Please note down the condition. It's common for pivot, chart, filtering, sorting. For everything, these three conditions are very vital. Condition number one: no merged cells. No merged cells in between. You should not have any merged cell. Second, condition number two: your table should have a heading. Your table should have a heading. Condition number three: heading should be unique. What is the meaning for that? Heading should be unique. There should not be two columns with the same heading. Very good. How can I check this condition? If you are using the old version of Excel, we have to manually check for this. Old version of Excel, we have to manually check for this. Whether we have merged cells, whether table is heading is correct, sheet name is correct, everything you have to check manually if you are using the older version. But latest version, Excel will help us. Go to the tab called as Review. Under the tab of Review, there is an option called as Check Accessibility. Go to the Review tab. Below the Review tab, Check Accessibility. Click on that Check Accessibility. It will check with the entire document and it will show you if you have, you can see looks good, no problem as of now. If there is hard to read, avoid red formatting, miss alternating, the table header is not there. Is there any merged cells? Is the default sheet name? You are not given a right name for your sheets. So it will access all your things, all your things. It's an access, it's an AI tool. It will access your entire document and it will check. If you have merged cells, it will show you there is a merged cells. If you have some table header is missing, there is no table, it will show you there is no heading for the table. So it will access your entire sheet. As of now, this data doesn't have any problem. So it's clean and clear. Looks good, no issues. As of now, this data. My internet is not connected here. I didn't connect it. To the Review tab. Under Review tab, check accessibility. That's all. Click on the right hand side. No, don't click on the drop down. Straight away click on the top. No need to click on the drop down. If you want to click on the drop down also, you click on drop down, check accessibility. That's also same. Or you want to check only with the table, only with the merged cells. One by one you can check it. So better.
Those options are
Check it already here. It will check the entire thing here. Manually, if you want to check one by one, you can check it. Better if you click, it will check everything. And sometimes your data may be smaller, your file size may be larger, and unwanted formulas, unwanted functions, unwanted colors, background formatting would be there. You have to clean it up. You have to enter the data. For example, sometimes, I don't know whether you are aware of it, when I press Control Home or Control End, it will go to the last line of my table. This is perfectly correct. As I indicated yesterday, we are using Excel not only for analyzing, we are using Excel for everything. I'm seeing people are using Excel for creating their letter writing or to note the phone number, email IDs, they are using Excel. For example, assume that I'm noting something in my table. In column number O, I'm writing something. Later, I'm deleting it. Or immediately I deleted it. And I'm thinking that my data is deleted. I'm thinking that my data is deleted. But unfortunately, when I press Control End, my data is ending. My data is unfortunately ending here. Actually, I don't have any data itself here. But it says my data is ending. So, what it will do is it will treat this also as a part of your table. So, it will slow down your system speed. These are all the problems in Excel. To clean up this is not a bigger problem, but like this, unwanted cells, you would have did a conditional formatting, you would have applied a color, so many unwanted formattings, unwanted things are available, you have to clean it up. So go to the Review tab. Under Review tab, there is an option called as Check Performance. Click on Check Performance. It will check the performance of your sheet and it will check you, it will optimize your sheet, it will clean up and it will make your system more faster. So it will make your system faster. Maybe the file size also may get reduced. Here I am getting one problem, EX07. What is the problem? I believe is yesterday we removed the duplicates. When I removed the duplicates, that 5 row would have been deleted. That 5 row, there is some conditional formatting. That conditional formatting, we didn't remove it. That's why it's showing. I believe so. Let us check. I think in sheet number 7. Let us, suppose if you have multiple sheets, it will show all the multiple sheets. Where are all the problems? So in sheet number 7, I have a problem. Click on the sheet number 7. In row number A12 to A122, 116, there is a problem. Click on it. Where, which row? Yes. As I rightly indicated, that conditional form. Yesterday we did it. Remove duplicates. Some 5 rows was deleted. That 5 rows, still this formatting was there. It's holding the formatting still. That's why it's increasing your file size. 5 rows, okay. Suppose if you have 50, 100, it may increases your file size, reduces your system speed. So better optimize your sheet. Optimize means clean up and make it as faster. Optimize. Yes. Now workbook is optimized. So 35 cells are optimized to improve your cells workbook performance. Now the performance will be good. But this doesn't make a very big difference. Bigger data. 5 rows will not make a very big difference. But if you have 50, 100 rows, it will make a difference. So if you feel if your system is very slow, it's not working perfectly, do this always. Check performance, it will check the performance, it will optimize and it will clean up your data and it will make your system faster. If there is any problem in your data, some other source data, some other file, there is a problem, do this. Review, check performance. Anyway, it's not concerned with pivot table. Since I came to review, I explained this. Check accessibility is somewhat related. We have to check whether there is a heading proper, no merged cells. That part we can check it with accessibility. Okay. Let us come to that sheet, exercise number 18. Okay. So we are going to create a report now. I believe you understood the 3 conditions. Can you repeat the 3 conditions? What is the 3 conditions? No merged cells. Super. So I believe all the conditions are satisfied because I checked in the accessibility, no problem. So place the cursor on the table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. Could you tell me how can I select an entire table?
Control Shift.
Shift 8. Very good. Super. Control Shift right down or Control Shift 8 is the best method to select the entire table, or place the cursor on the table. That's also enough. Place the cursor on the table, that's fair enough. Place the cursor on the table, insert. As I indicated, please do follow the steps. Any questions, doubts, queries, stop me, ask me there itself. Whatever I am getting, if you are not getting on your screen, stop me and ask me there itself. I can repeat it any number of times. So place the cursor on the table, insert, pivot. So place the cursor on the table, go to insert, go to pivot. Insert pivot, or you can click on the arrow mark. Under arrow mark, there are three options: table, external data source. External data source means SAP, ERP, Oracle. You can get the data from external data source and you can create a report. Data model. This is power pivoting. Anyway, we are not going to see power pivoting today. Power pivoting is a separate concept. So let us click on from table or range. That's fine. Or straight away you can click on the top also. Both are same. Both are same. So let me click on the top. Yes. Three options here. Option number 1, select the table or a range. It's asking where is your source table. My source table is automatically selected. If your source table is not selected, please select it. I think it's already selected. That's the reason I asked you to place the cursor or asked you to select the entire table. So it's selected, fine. Where you want this output, where you want the report. Whether you want the report on the new sheet or you want the report on the same existing sheet itself. It means what will happen is it will automatically create a new sheet. In the new sheet, you will create a report. But existing sheet means, suppose I select the existing sheet and I say OK, it is throwing an error. Could you tell me why it's throwing an error? If I select the existing sheet and I say OK, it's throwing an error. Because we have to select a particular area where you want the report. You have to select an area where you want the report. Okay, so but we will go with the new sheet. Next session we'll see how to make it as an existing sheet. Existing sheet will be very useful when you make a dashboard. To create a dashboard, this existing sheet will be useful. We'll see about the dashboard in another few minutes. Another few minutes, we have to see the dashboard. Next, check whether you want to analyze multiple tables. This is actually power pivoting, data modeling. You would have seen the data modeling that itself. Please don't select this option. Never select the option. So if I select the option now, later I will tell you when we can select it. Time permits, we'll see when we can select it. If I select this now, unfortunately, some features may not work. Now. So please be careful. Don't select this option. If it is selected also, please uncheck it. If it's selected, please uncheck that option. It's better not to select it. So first thing, table or range. Second one is worksheet and existing new worksheet. This is your wish. As of now, I'll start with new worksheet. Next session, we'll see about the existing worksheet. And add data model, we didn't select it. Now I'm going to click on OK here. Actually, what we did is we didn't do anything. We have selected all the default values. That's all. New sheet. That's it. Existing sheet means you have to select the location. That we'll see it in our next session. Can I click on OK? So I click on OK. Few changes has happened. You can see before that sheet number 18, there is one sheet created here. Sheet number 3, that can be 3, 4, 5. That's your that's as per the system. 1, 2, 3, any number. Don't worry about it. You can rename it also. Second, you can see there is an option available, pivot table 1. This is the area where we are going to build. Where we are going to build or where we are going to create our report. This is the area where we are going to build or create our report. On the right hand side, field list. Field lists are available where we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options are available. I will explain all the 6 options one by one. Everything we are going to see one by one. And one more change. What is the one more change? Left hand side you can see pivot table. Right hand side you can see field list. What is another change? Another change. On the top you can see 2 tabs are appearing here on the top. Contextual tab. Excellent. Yesterday also I hope you remembered we got that contextual tab. Remember where we got it? Spark lines. Very good. Afternoon, from afternoon, we are going to see only this content. Many contextual tab like this, slicer, timeline, dynamic table, chart, everywhere. From now, more contextual tab like this. Analyze and design. If you are not seeing this analyze and design, if you are not seeing this field list, that means your cursor is outside your pivot table somewhere else here. If it is outside, you cannot see the design and analysis. You cannot see the pivot table. So place the cursor. After placing the cursor, after placing the cursor, you cannot remove it. It will be permanently there. But this, you can close it. Knowingly, unknowingly, assume I have closed this. If I close this, as I told, that's our regular habit. Whenever a new menu open, we will close it. So if I close this, can I get it back again? Of course. Right click on the pivot table and there is an option called as show field list. So if you close that field list here, show field list, it will come back again. If you have closed it. Okay. Now let us explore what are all the options available here. First, these are all region, target, segment, campaign name. These are all your column headings. What are all the column headings available? The same column heading is available here. Then filter. Very, very, very powerful feature. I'm saying the next level of Excel. From Excel, you have to go to Power Query, Power Pivot, then you have to go to Power BI. One feature which is not available in Power BI but available in Excel. Only one feature. All features are available. All features are updation of Excel. But one feature which is available only in Excel, which is not available in Power BI, is this feature. Filter. What is that filter? Multiple reports. I want to create multiple reports. For example, I have 100 customers. 100 customer, I want to send 100 reports. Not for 100 reports to all the customer. I want to send only that customer, means only that customer report to that customer. You cannot copy and paste it for 100 customer, copy paste, which is impossible. Instead, one click, you can create 100 reports. One click, 100 reports can be created. We'll see how to do that. Using this multiple reports. First one. Then, column. What is the usage of this column? This column can be used for comparison of your data. Last year and this year I want to compare, or one component, one part number to another part number I want to compare. So when you want to make a comparison report, then we can go for the column label. Don't worry, everything we are going to see one by one. Next, row label. What is this row label? If you want to create a normal report or if you want to create a row-wise report. If you want to create a normal or if you want to create a row-wise report, then we can use this row label. Last one. I believe you know this. Sigma values. Could you tell me what does that sigma value means? Summarizing. Summarizing. Summarizing means only summing it up, adding it up. Summarizing means everything. Summary means you will have everything. You can have sum, you can have average, you can have count, you can have maximum, you can have minimum, you can have percentage. Summarize means you will have everything. Summary. We call it as summary, but it's not only sum. You will have average, you will have count, you will have maximum. Everything will be there. Yes. The last and final one here. Deferred layout update. What is this deferred layout update? If you have a very big table where we have thousands of rows or lakhs and lakhs of rows and columns are available, when you drag and drop, it may take some time to create a report. Instead, very fastly, we can create a report using this deferred layout update. Okay? We'll see everything one by one. So these are all the elements and these are all the components available in Pivot. So before creating a report, as of now, clear on this? Any questions, doubts, queries? Are clear? How many are already aware of pivot table here? Only 1, 2, 3, 4. I said, are you aware? Ah, very good, very. Are you said our idea? I never asked, are you a master in pivot? Aware. No one will be master in pivot because pivot itself will take 2-3 days to complete. Only pivot. I'm not saying Excel. Only pivot table will take 2 or 3 days. So many are available in pivot. Maybe half of you are already aware. If I'm asking the same question in next training session, I want everyone to raise their hand. That means from today, I want everyone to start using the pivot. Okay. Can I close this? Yes. Now the report which we are going to create is region wise and segment wise. Whichever I am saying wise, region wise, segment wise, drag it and drop it to rows. Filter we will explore. What is that filter? Whichever you want to summarize it. I want sum of ad spend, execution cost, miscellaneous expense, profit and loss. Whichever you want to summarize it, sum of it, I want to drag it and drop it to sigma values. Which wise, that should be in rows. Whichever you want to summarize it, that should be in sigma values. Let me do this. Let me do this. And I recommend drag and drop. I recommend drag and drop because sometimes I have seen people are going to the left hand side and making a tick here. Never do that because if I make a tick mark, we don't know where it will land. It may land into filter, it may land into column, it may land into row, it may land into sigma also. Better to drag it and drop it. Better to drag and drop. So let me drag that region. Drag the region and drop it to rows. Yes. We got central region, we got east region, north region, south region, and west region. Region wise. And I want segment wise also. Let us drag and drop the segment also into rows. So central region, under the central region, each segment wise, B2B, B2C, enterprise, and we got institution, SMEs, segment wise. Sum of ad spend, sum of executions cost, sum of miscellaneous. I want the sum. So where we have to drag and drop, I want the sum is drag and drop the ad spend to sigma values. But one small advantage is if you are 100% sure that this ad spend column, execution cost, miscellaneous, lead value, everything is in a number format, general format, number or a general. If all the columns are in a number or a general, and you want the sum of that, no need to drag and drop, You can just go here and make a check mark on this. Execution cost, I'm making a check mark on this. And miscellaneous expense, I'm making it. If you are wrongly selected, first this, second this also, we can rearrange it. We'll see how to rearrange it. First, let me create a report. Miscellaneous expense, lead level, net profit and loss. That's it. So now we got a report, region wise, segment wise. What is the sum of ad spend, sum of execution cost, sum of miscellaneous expense, sum of lead value, sum of net profit. We'll rearrange a report. We will see how to organize this report, how to convert this into a proper report. We'll see it one by one. Okay. As I indicated in the earlier session, manually creating a report like this, it's impossible. Yes, it can be in columns, but I will explain when we can use columns, when we can use. Now, if you use columns, it will not look good. I will tell you when we can use the columns, when we can use the filters. That I will say in the next.
Then why the target segment wise, we put it on rows and value wise.
Whichever you want to summarize, totally, that should be in sigma. When we can use the columns, when we can use the filter, I will explain in another few minutes. How do we? It's in the separate sheet only. This one. They're saying filter. I want to remove the filter. Why? As a table. And we'll see. After doing all the advantage, I will explain it. How to convert it is a normal table. You're asking it should be a normal table, right? We'll see all the advantages, we'll see, then I will tell you how to convert it as a normal. First, we'll finish up the advantages. Yes. Because it's not organized properly, we have to organize this table properly, then we can convert it as a normal table also. Yes, any other? Can you go to the next part?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this report is fine and ready, but I am not satisfied with the view of this report. Later we'll see how to make a yearly, monthly, weekly report, how to make a aging analysis, how to make a dashboard, everything we are going to learn today. So we have to finish up the dashboard by today. So entire dashboard we have to finish it. So first, this report, I want to organize this report properly. For example, you can see the total is displayed on the top. Total is displayed on the top and data are displayed on the bottom. So normally I want the data on the top and total on the bottom. And you can see the region and segment is in the same column, which I may understand. But when I'm sending it to my head or boss or I'm sending it to my colleague or someone else, my customer, they may not know. What is this central? What is this B2B? So I want the region in a separate column, segment in a separate column. Here I added only two, so it's easy to understand. Suppose if we have multiple like this, so everything will come in one column, which you will get confused. I want to rearrange it in a proper columns. I want to rearrange it. So, place the cursor on the table. Place the cursor on the table. Go to the tab called as Design. Design. Pivot table is very, very, very easy to use. Very, very easy to learn. Very easy to forget also. Very easily you will forget it. Because one click, it will do so many things here. One click, it will do some magic here. So if you are not practicing, I am damn sure you will forget. It's very easy. Always, as I told, easiest concept you will never remember it. Toughest you will remember. Toughest concept always will. Easiest you will never remember because it's very easy. Don't remember it. But here you have to remember, you have to practice. Otherwise you will forget the concept. First one, design. Go to the design tab. Subtotal. You help me here. What is the option I want to select it under the subtotal? Not so. I don't want the subtotal. No, actually I want bottom of the table. Subtotal at the bottom of the table. So I want the subtotal on the bottom of the table. You can see the central is on the bottom. North, east, west, it's on the bottom. So I want the subtotal on the bottom. Then grand total. For some reasons, if you don't want the grand total, you want to switch off it. Yes. You can switch off the grand total also. But I recommend not to switch off it. When we can switch off it, I will tell you in the next session. Next session, I will tell you when we can switch off it. Now don't switch off it. Report layout. I recommend to display all your report. Report layout, tabular form. I recommend to display all your report in a tabular form. What is the tabular form? As I told, the region and segment is in the same column. I want the region in a different column, segment in a different column for a better understanding. That's the reason I am tabular form. So let us go to the design, report layout, tabular form. Yes. Region is coming in a separate column, segment is coming in a separate, even the heading is also displayed here. This is the regions, these are all the segments. So it's in a different column. So I recommend to display all your report in a tabular form. How we did it? Design, report layout, show in tabular form. But when I send the report, here, okay, I have less segments. So very easily I can find out. This B2B is for central region. This B2C is also for central. E-enterprise is also for central. So these are all the data belongs to central. If the data is too large, I have to manually check it. Instead, I can display the central here. So very easily, when you take a printout or when you present the data, it's easier for us to understand. This B2C also belongs to central region. This enterprise also belongs to central region. So what we do? Same report layout, repeat all item label. Yes. Now you can see the item label is repeated here. So I recommend first you have to do this. Then only you have to do this. Don't do it in the reverse order. So go to the report layout. First make it as a tabular form. This could be your first step. Second step, you have to say repeat all item label. This should be the second step. Step number 2. Okay. All the other options available here are very simple, straightforward. You can try. You can try all the other options. You can try. For example, blank rows. After central, east, north, I want a blank line. Insert a blank line. Central region, you will have a blank. North, east. After east data is over, you will have a blank line. If you don't want the blank line, you can switch off that. Remove blank line. Row header. What is that row header? Central, east, north is bolder. I don't want that to be in bold. Remove the row header. Column header. I believe it's better. I recommend to have the column header. Don't remove the column header. It's better to have the column header. So I select the column header. It's better to have it. Banded rows. All the alternative rows are banded. I don't know whether you are aware of it. In earlier days, we may have the computer sheets in banded. Have you seen that? Both side holes will be there. Blue, white, grey, white. Dotmatics printers. Nowadays also, if you go to the government office, they will give you the banded sheet. Electricity, LIC, you will get it in a banded sheet. Next chapter. After doing it, we'll see that. So I don't want the banded rows. I recommend to have it. Banded columns, I don't recommend. I don't recommend banded columns. If you want, you can have it, but I don't recommend it. If you want, you can select the banded columns. I don't want it. Colors and formatting. If you don't like this plain color, if you want to give a different colors for a better projection, you can go to the pivot table styles. Click on the pivot table styles arrow mark. Yes. Various types of formattings and colors are available. Whichever the formatting you wish or you want, you can select it. Any formatting. Okay. Next, we are going to see how to create a formula, how to change the formula, how to change the percentage, how to create our own formulas, how to update the data. Monthly, weekly report, hedging analysis, splitting report, combining report, dashboards, one by one. Right? Clear? This. So what we did is only designing part. We have made the designing, the subtotal, grand total, we have rearranged it, that's all. Now, could you tell me why? Why the central region is coming on the top? In the source data, we don't have the central on the top. Source data is not in a proper order. Alphabetically. Alphabetically, it comes on the top. But assume I want to bring the north region on the top. While projecting a report, I want the north should come on the top. 3 methods to do it. Method number 1, mouse. But personally, I don't recommend to use the mouse. As the name itself says, mouse. We don't know how it will run or where it will run. It may throw an error also. If it is throwing an error, unfortunately, if it is an error, unfortunately, you cannot undo also. So please be careful. If you are confident, if you are conversant with using mouse, do it. If you are not confident, second or third method, follow the second or third method. If you are confident with using mouse, do it. As I indicated, north region, I want it on the first position here. Go to the border of the north region, this part, this border. You can see there is a four header with the arrow mark. Four header with the arrow mark. When you get the four header with the arrow mark, drag this north and drop it before the central region, before the center. You can see a line is appearing. Put it there. You have to pull it here, put it here. Yes. Now the north region comes to the top here. This is method number 1. If you are confident, if you are conversant with using mouse, go for it. If you are not confident or if you are not conversant, second method. So I want the north should come here. North should come here. Just go to this region area. Just go to the region area. Spelling should be correct. North. Just type north here and I say enter. That's all. Automatically north will come to the top. That's very simple. Just go there and type it. You have to type it with the correct spelling. Your spelling should be correct. Case sensitive also sometimes. Suppose I want second, I want south. South should place. So just go here and type it as south. South will come to the second position. Very simple. This is second method. One more method is available, third method. That's a new method, latest version. Old version, we don't have the third method. We have only 2 methods in older version. Latest version, we have another method. For example, I want to bring this west region before the east. I want to bring the west region on the top. Right click on the west region. Right click, move. West to the beginning. Move west to upwards, just one step upwards. Or at the top. That's your wish. Suppose I want to move the west before the east. So I can say move west up. So west will move to the upwards here. This is third method. First method, as it indicated, go to the corner, drag and drop. Second method is just go to that and type and enter. Third method is right click and move where you want to. Yes?
Second is there.
It's up to you, your wish. Second, third, both are okay for me.
Second is right there.
This down and end is not completely.
Because you're already in the end. That could be the last. If you are in somewhere in the middle, you will get down and end. If you are already in the end, how will you go to the end? You can move only upwards. Correct? Next, we'll see how to change our formulas and functions. Right? So, this report, we have somewhat organized this report, and this can be done. Not only for row wise, this can be done for column wise also. For example, unknowingly, I added this ad spent on the first. I want the ad spent to be at the second position. Or I want to rearrange these columns, not the rows. Rows, okay. Region, I can rearrange the rows here and this can be rearranged. Suppose I want to rearrange this part. So I want to bring the miscellaneous expense to the first position, ad spend to the second position. Like this, I want to rearrange it. Same method. Go to this heading of this column, drag and drop. Drag and drop. Or you have to go here and type it with the correct spelling. Correct spelling. As I indicated, maybe at the first position, I want the sum of miscellaneous expense. You have to correct exactly type the correct. Here the third method will not work. I want the miscellaneous expenses. Or you can copy and paste. That's very easy. Go here, copy the heading, Control C, escape, come to this heading and paste it. So that heading will get moved here. The data will get moved here. So I'll get the miscellaneous expense first, then ad spent second, and then execution cost third. So either drag and drop this or go there and type and change the heading, whichever is convenient. Go to the heading. You can see the formula bar, select it, copy it, Control C copy, Control C copy, escape to come out of that. Go to this heading and remove this and paste it, or straight away select it and paste it. Control C, Control B. Yes. Control C. Favorite. Most frequently used feature. We're living with that. Copy and paste. Next we'll see how to change the formula. Any challenges? Wrong spelling. You told you didn't get it. You got it. Yes. Let us see how to change your formulas. For an example, let us take the sum of profit and loss. I don't want the sum of profit and loss. I want to know the average of my profit and loss. Average. Or I want to know the count of profit and loss. I want the maximum. I want the minimum. I want the percentage. How can I change the formula? One is you can change the formula itself here. Another one is you can have both. I can have sum, I can have average, I can have count, I can have maximum, I can have percentage, I can have multiple columns also. Let us see one by one. First, how to change the formula here. How to change the formula here. Right click on the column where we want to change the formula. Right click on the column. A menu is appearing. Under the menu, summarize value by. Right click, summarize value by, where I can say sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, product and distinct count. So what I want here is I want average. So right click on this column, net profit and loss. Right click on it and go to summarize value by. Suppose I make this as average. Yes. It shows me the average of profit and loss. What is the average of profit and loss for each region and each segments?
What is the shortcut key for this window?
Right click. Shift F10. Shift F10 is a shortcut key for right clicking. I think we discussed yesterday. Shift F10. How can I go to summarize value by? How can I go to summarize value by?
Alt S.
M. Just press M. Why Alt S? M is underlined letter for summarize value by. You have to press M. Underlined letter, correct. Average is A, sum is S, count is C. This is all we have discussed yesterday.
When we will use alt again,
Tab, this one. If you want to activate this, you will use a tab key, not here. Alt. You want to use that home insert page layout, then you will use that. Here you know not required. But we have converted the average into sum. Perfect. Can I get a sum also here? We have converted the average sum into average, that is correct. But I want the sum also here. Next column I want the sum. I don't want the sum here itself. I want the sum in the next column. Here you want the sum, it's very simple. You can make a right click and you can go to summarize value by and you can make it as sum again. But I don't want the sum here, I want the sum in the next column. Next column. So what we do, very simple. Drag this net profit. This net profit has to be dragged and dropped into the sigma value here. Maybe at the last or middle or end, that's your wish. Let me drag this net profit and drop it to the sigma at the last. I'm pulling it at the last. After the average. After the average. Or before the average. That's your wish. I am bringing it after the average values. After the average values. Yes. Now we got average as well as we got the sum. Both are available here. I am repeating it again. First, displays like this. Right click. Summarize value by average. Now I want the sum again. So drag the net profit and loss. Put it into sigma. Last. So we got the average as well as we got the sum. Both are displayed here. We are getting the average as well as sum. Yeah, you help me here. How can I convert into sum into a count? I want to convert the sum into count. Right click, summarize value by count. Yes, it has turned into count. I want a sum again. I want a sum again here. Drag the profit and loss, bring it at the bottom. Yes. So one column we got three formulas: average, count, and sum. Let us see how to get the percentage. Let us see how to get the percentage by region wise. How to create our own formulas also. How do we create our own formulas? Right? Any challenges, sir? Yes. This one, it's not disappeared. You have closed it. It will not disappear. If I close this, right click, show field list. I think I explained this few minutes before. Right click on the pivot and go for show field list. Last one.
In date wise, so they use filters that is a challenge that so many times. In a master say there are date wise things. So I need to figure out by month wise. Column wise I can figure out, but if I drag that date to filter what cannot be choose into the filter again.
We'll see. There is a timeline option available. We'll see. It's easy.
Millions. Can we convert
Manually, you have to convert the original one. Power BI, they have added it called as display units. Excel, you cannot. Raw data, change it and then put it here.
only raw data we need to convert? Then only that column we need to drag.
That's the only way as of now. Okay, right. Let us calculate the percentage. I want to know out of this 5 region, which region has more percentage. Here I can understand. Here 18 lakhs, here 16 lakhs, 17 lakhs or something. I want to know which region has the more percentage. I want to know the percentage here. So it's not as per Excel, it's mathematically, arithmetically. If you want to find out the percentage, you have to find it based on the sum. Based on the sum only you can find the percentage. You cannot find the percentage based on the count or average as per mathematics. So right click on sum of net profit. Right click on sum of net profit. Just now we used the summarize value by below that show value as. So many options are available. More options are available. We'll see one by one. We cannot see all the things today itself. At least 3 or 4 we'll see it today. Show value as. Below that show value as, there is an option percentage of total, grand total. Yes, percentage of out of overall grand total. What is the percentage of each region wise? Right click, show value as. Under show value as, I selected percentage of grand total. That's all. Out of overall 100 percentage. North is having 22, South is having 20, and Central is having 21, and West is also 21, and East is only 15. So I repeat the process. Right click on this and go to show value as and percentage of grand total. Can I get it by region wise? Yes, we'll do that in the next one. Unfortunately, when I convert the sum into average, the heading is changing. When I convert the sum into count, the heading is changing. But when I convert the sum into percentage, unfortunately, heading is not updated here. So this will happen only when you go to the show value as. Your heading will not change. You have to change it manually. Just go to the top of the heading and you have to type and you have to change it manually here. Okay, just go to the top on the heading, type the heading. Okay.
So
But
can we do the reverse also? Means we convert and can we convert percentage to sum?
yes, of course.
How sir?
But where is percentage? This percentage you want to convert it to sum. Same process. Right click.
Summarize values by
Show values.
and
No
then sum.
calculation.
And then sum.
No. Make it as no calculation. But I don't, as he has told, I don't want the sum here. Here sum is reverse, same thing. But I want the sum in the next column. Here. How can I get a sum here? Percentage, we are converted sum into percentage, fine. But I want sum in the next column. Drag the net profit and loss to the last. Sigma value. That's it. So we got the sum, we got the count, we got the average, we got the percentage, we got the net profit sum, all the 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see further more. One column we have 4 formulas. We will add further more also. Any challenges? Any challenge done? Now, this is if you want to check for overall, suppose this is for overall company, north, south, east, west, that is fine. But someone wants to check only for the north. So if the north is 100%, overall 100%, overall company wise 100%, south, north is 22, south is 20, that's fine. But I want to know if south is 100%, I want to know the segment wise. For B2B, what is the percentage? B2C, what is the percentage? For north only. Same for south. Same for central. Same for west. So under south region, under north region, what is the percentage for each target segment wise? So sub level, next level. So once again, we dragged the profit and loss to the sigma. Right click on the profit and loss. Right click on the profit and loss. A menu is appearing. Show value as. Show value as. Under show value as. Show value as. There is an option available. Percentage of parent total. Right click on it. Show value as. Percentage of parent total. Right click. Show value as percentage of parent total. Click on percentage of parent total. Do you want the percentage of parent total by region wise? Yes, of course we want it for region wise. And I say OK here. So each region wise, if south region is 100, I'm being for a better viewing, I'm closing this pivot table field list. So north region 100 means what is the percentage for each segments. If south region is 100, what is the percentage of each segments? East is 100, what is the percentage of each segments? Right click, show value as percentage of parent total. So under the region, what is the percentage? Once again, the heading will not get changed. You have to change the heading manually. Percentage of region wise.
So sir, it is not necessary to take all the headings because some of the headings are left out. Means it will depend upon on your requirement.
Yes, correct. Your vision. I have taken only 4 away. You can take 2, you can take 1, you can take all also.
Data we have to select all. Heading may be a choice, but data we have to select.
Because it has to calculate, right? You have to select the entire thing. Later, if you recover one, so this report is someone is asking, I want another column also, you can pull it easily. You can have it under analysis also.
No, actually, let me double click on that heading and it shows another.
Double click, it will go sheet.
Then click on animal heading.
Here. Here, summarize value by show values. There are several methods. Even you can see on the top also it will be there. Here also field items and such. There are so many other features available. You can go to the field settings here. If you go to field settings also, you will get the same thing. Or on the show field list, you can see there is an arrow mark. If you click on the arrow mark and field settings also, you will get it. There are many options. I am saying the easiest one. That's all. Yeah. There are many options. One of the option is what you are told. Right. How can I get a sum again here? Drag the net profit to the sigma again. Like this, any number of times you can drag and drop. Any number of times you can change your formulas. Okay. Right. Pivot table has so many advantages, but it has one limitation. What is the limitation in pivot table is, unfortunately, if you are trying to edit the data here, for example, North region B2B, it's 5,35,341. It's not there. I want to edit it. If I trying to edit it, unfortunately, it throws me error. We can't change the part of the pivot. If you want to edit it, if you want to change it, where can you change this? Source data. Very good. Let me go to the source data. EX18. I will go to the EX18 now. This is my source. I don't know where is that North region, what is the ad spend. So let me filter it and do it. Filtering, we are going to see a new feature about filtering, but as of now, we'll use the traditional filtering. Could you tell me how can I apply the filter for this table? Control Shift L, the latest shortcut key. Alt D is the older shortcut key. Because Alt D nowadays they have removed. Alt will go to A, but still it will work. It will work, but gradually they may remove it also. Control Shift L is the best method to filter your table. Control Shift. That's what I told. It will work as of now. It can be removed gradually also. That's an older one. Maybe 2003 shortcut key. They may remove it at any time. Better to learn the new shortcut keys. Right. Now Control Shift L. Assume that I am going to filter the region. Maybe I'll filter the North region. Okay. And what is the first one? B2B. It's 53 5 something. I'll select the target as B2B. Yes, let me select it and check whether it's working fine. I'm selecting the ad spent here and I check it on the total here. It is 53 41. Thus it's correct. It's giving the right result. Now suppose I'm going to change my value. Instead of 46,052, let us make it as something like 56,000. Instead of 46,000 for the first data, I have filtered it and I'm changing it to 56,000 on my source. On my source, I'm changing 46 into 56. Now I'll go back to my pivot. If I go back to my pivot and I check whether it's updated, unfortunately, it's not updating. So what we have to do now? How can I refresh it? Right click and refresh. Right click and go for refresh. Or we have a shortcut key for refreshing also. The shortcut key for refreshing your pivot table is Alt F5. Alt F5. Alt F5 will be the shortcut key for refreshing your pivot. Either you can make a right click and go for refresh, or you can use the shortcut key Alt F5 for refresh. I think sooner this option will be solved. No need to refresh it. I think you will be getting this in this next, yes, August month. Yes, Microsoft Excel feature in the August month. What they are trying to bring is automatically refresh your pivot tables. No need for us to manually refresh it. You can see there will be a button called as auto refresh. So whenever you add the data here, it will get updated automatically on your source. So for that, they would have added a auto refresh here. They will add this. You can see there is a button called as auto refresh. It will happen in the August month. I think we may expect in another few days. But for that, you have to do some process. Straight away, it will not auto refresh. We have to do some process. Then only it will automatically refresh. What is the process? We'll see it in the next session. So Alt F5 or right click and refresh. Yes. Five lakh 45. Earlier it was 45 lakh 35. Now it has changed to 45. Okay, but if you forget to refresh, if I forget to refresh, can I make my pivot table to refresh? Anyway, auto refresh is available in another near future. Near future it's there, but still, if you want this to be refreshed automatically, you can make a right click on the pivot and go to pivot table option. Right click on the pivot, go to pivot table option, data, right click on the pivot, pivot table option, data. Under data, there is a checkbox here. Refresh data when opening the file. So if I check this, the pivot table will get refreshed automatically whenever you open the file. But I think near future this is not required because the auto refresh will be enabled. No need for us in the future. Next month, probably in September month. Right click, pivot table option, data, select that refresh data when opening the file. Okay. Now, who knows pivot table, who are aware of the pivot table? I need the solution from your side. Next solution, you can give me a solution. Now, whenever I modify, before that, could you tell me how can I clear and the source data? I have filtered something, North region B2B. I want to clear the filter. There are two things. One is clearing, another one is removing. First, tell me how can I clear the filter? That is removing the filter.
Yes.
Removing the filter.
Go to data and clear.
Data and clear. Very good. Or use the shortcut key Alt AC, which is for clearing the filter. Control Shift L means first remove, then once again add it. Instead of it, you can press Alt A. I recommend Alt AC. Before that, your table has to be filtered. Without your table filter, you cannot clear the filter, right? First, your table has to be filtered, then clear it. Then it has to be cleared. So, Alt AC. What you said is correct to remove the filter. If I don't want the filter itself, Control Shift L is for removing the filter. Control Shift L. But yes, as I told, I want the solution from your side. Whenever I modify the data on the source, your pivot table will not get updated. You have to refresh it. Fine. Now tell me, suppose I am going to add a new data at the last. Maybe we have new southeast, northeast or something. Some new region is going to be added here. So I want to add a new region here. So when I add a new data here, tell me whether will it get updated on my pivot table or not. Refreshing it.
After that,
After refresh also it will not update.
we need to insert in between and even.
So you have to insert it in between.
Yes.
Is it the right method? I have till November. I cannot insert a December month in between. December month should be added only at the last. Yes, that's one way, but I don't recommend it. Any other method? What you said is correct. You can insert it in between, but that's not a right method. Anyone? Any other method to get your table updated automatically? Whenever I modify here, it has to be updated. Most pivot table. We are aware of pivot table. Pivot table option. The most popular or powerful feature, according to me, yesterday so many people while starting we said basics of Excel. According to me, I call the next feature as the basics of Excel. At last we have landed into the basics. Now only we are landing into basics. So what are we going to do is, from today, or even I cannot say from today, from now, I want everyone to do this. Convert your table into an official Excel dynamic table. So we have to convert your table into an official Excel dynamic table. What is the advantage of it? I think more than 10 advantages are available. Auto filter, auto freeze, auto format, auto update, auto grand total, subtotal. So many are there. We'll see one by one. So first, how do we convert a table into a dynamic table? If Microsoft Excel is giving a shortcut key for a feature, if they are giving a shortcut key for any feature, that means it's a very important feature, correct? Most of the important feature, they will give you the shortcut key, Control S, Control C, Control. These are all important features. If they are giving two shortcut key for one feature,
Very important.
very important feature. Very good. So this feature is having two shortcut keys. So then it means it's a very important feature. So what's the shortcut key is? Control T or Control L. You can use any one of it. Either you can press Control T or you can press Control L, whichever is easier, whichever is comfortable. Both are easier, both are comfortable. You can use any one of this. Any one of this. Let me do this. You have to do this on your source table. So go to the sheet number 18. Let us go to the sheet number 18. So place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. Control T or Control L. Just use the shortcut key Control T or Control L. Okay, it's asking, do you want to make this table as a dynamic table? Yes, of course. My table has the header. Yes, your table is having the heading. It has to be selected. Okay, that's it. Your table was converted into an official Excel dynamic table. How do I know that this is a dynamic table and what is the advantage of it? First, you can see on the top, third time, a contextual tab is appearing, table design. If you are getting the table design, means it's understood that we are in a dynamic table now. Second one, filter is automatically applied. No need to apply the filter. Third one, the colors and background formatting, the banded rows. The banded rows is automatically updated here. Third one. Fourth one, normally when I go to some other table, suppose I am going to some other table, when I scroll down, you may not see the heading of the table on the top. If you want to see the heading, we will use the option called as freeze. But watch here. I place the cursor on the table, dynamic table. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J is my Excel heading. Place the cursor on the table and scroll down. My table heading will become Excel heading itself. Even if you freeze it, you will not get this option. It's automatically freezed. You can see your table heading is appearing automatically on the top. Even the filter is also freezed. Filter is traveling along with your table. Auto filter freeze, auto formatting. Four advantages. We'll see further more advantages of this stuff. We'll come back after finishing all the advantages.
Sir, if we want column-wise data, means we want first north-wise and south-wise.
It is sorting. Yesterday we did it. Right click on it, go to sort. A to Z or Z to A. Ascending, descending. Or you can say put it on top. South I want to put it on top means south right click and put it on top. South will go to the top. Right click sorting. That's normal sorting. Okay. So auto freeze, auto filter freeze, auto format. Suppose if you don't like this colors and formatting, like a pivot. Pivot also I apply different colors and formatting. Can I do this colors and formatting for this dynamic table? Table design, table styles. If you don't want any color and background formatting, go to the very first one. Very first one, none, no colors and formatting. Or you can select any colors and formatting as per your wish. It's your wish. Some colors. Let us come to the reason why we converted this table into a dynamic table. The reason why we converted this into a dynamic table is I'm going to add a new data. As you are rightly indicated, when I add a new data, pivot table will not get updated. So let me add a new data here, some new data. What is another region? North, south, west, east, everything is available. Northeast. So let us say northeast. Okay. Northeast. You can see when I type northeast and I press enter or a tab, the color, background, formatting, heading. You can see the heading is on the top, heading is freezed. Same colors, background, formatting is updated automatically. And I can add a new data, just press Control D. Whatever on the top, that will be copied on the bottom. Control D, Control D, Control D. Just I'm adding some new data. Something, 25,000, 6,000, some dummy data. I'm adding some dummy data here. Okay. So I am adding a dummy data here. So we have added it here after converting it as a dynamic table. Now go back to pivot table. Still it's not updated. So what we have to do? Right click and refresh. Yes. Alt F5. Right click and refresh. Now it's get updated. If I told you Microsoft is going to add this feature, automatic update. So this automatic update will happen if your source table is a dynamic table. You can see here the source table. This is a source table on the top. There is a table design. That means it's a dynamic table. If it is a dynamic table only, it will automatically update here. Normal table, it will not get updated. You can see table. Whenever I add the data, your pivot table is getting updated automatically. This option will happen in near future, not now. Maybe in the August. We may expect this in the August end. I think they have promised that it will try in August 2025. They will do this as soon as possible. We'll see further more advantage of the dynamic table. Then we'll see how to make this table as a normal table. First we'll see further more advantages. Okay, as of now, what is the advantage? Can you list to first advantage auto filter, auto freeze, auto filter freeze, auto format, then last one? Update. Auto refresh, auto update also. Very good. Now.
So one question. It will not release vertically.
Always it was decided that heading will be on the top. Even filter also will work heading on the top. Sorting also will work heading on the top, right? So can I sort it here, left to right? Can I put a filter here on the left hand side? Which is not
But we
possible.
can do it manually.
Manually you can do it. But as per system wise, heading will be on the top. Right. Now the next one. Another power, we are going to see two other magical feature, but we'll see another two powerful feature. I want to find out the total of this net profit here. Normal table. This is not a pivot. Normal table. I want to find out the total of this. Normally, to find the total, what people will do is they will write a sum function, or some people will go to the home tab and they will use this auto sum here. Correct. Instead, place the cursor on this dynamic table, design, place the cursor on the dynamic table, design. There is a checkbox called as total row. Or even you can go for a shortcut key, Control Shift T. Either go to the design and enable the total row, or use the shortcut key Control Shift T, whichever is easier. I think both are easier, but I always recommend the shortcut key Control Shift T. So let me press that Control Shift T. I will use that Control Shift T. You can see a new row is added at the last. There is a new row added at the last, and it's giving the grand total at the last. You can ask me what is the purpose, what is the advantage. You can do it by writing the auto sum. You can do it by writing alt equal to also. But the first advantage is, if I am going to filter my table, no need to go to the top and apply the filter. You can filter it straight away here. I click on the filter. Suppose I select only the east region. I'm going to select the east region and say OK. So what is the total for it? East region. So it automatically finds the grand total. It automatically finds the subtotal also. No need to find the grand total. No need to find that subtotal. Whatever you filter, I am filtering the north region and showing the total of north region. So whatever you filter, it will give you the sum of that filtered record. T. Which one? Alt equal to. Normal table you can do it. But here try to use the Control Shift T. Yes. Manual table you can do it, but manually you have to write some formulas. It will not happen automatically. Manually you have to write the subtotal function, but one more advantage I will explain, which you cannot do it manually also. How can I clear the filter? How can I clear the filter? Just now I told you how to clear it. Alt AC. Very good. Alt AC. Now next advantage is we are getting a grand total here. We are getting the grand total only on the last column. But I don't want the grand total. Can I make it as sum? Can I make it as average? Can I make it as maximum? Yes. Click here. There is an arrow mark on this. Below the subtotal there is an arrow mark. Click on this and change your formulas. You can change it to average, you can change it to count, you can change it to maximum, you can change it to minimum. You can change any formulas as per your wish. Suppose I want to make it as an average. Yes, it shows me the average. Net profit I am getting an average. For lead value, can I get a sum? Yes. Go to the lead value. Same arrow mark is appearing and make it as sum. For miscellaneous expense, I want the count. Go to the miscellaneous expense and select it as count. So any formula you can just go there and you can select it. No need for writing the formulas. Okay. This is the advantage of dynamic. We'll see further more advantages. Just to go to the cell and arrow mark will appear, change your formula. That's what I said. Go to that cell, click here. There will be arrow mark, select it. First click there on the cell. Okay. You have to select sum if you want total. Sum. If I want to add a new data, suppose I want to add a new data here. Place the cursor on some cell where we have the value. Don't place the cursor on some empty cell. Place the cursor on some cell where we have some value. Don't place it on empty. Place the cursor. Suppose I want to add a new data here. So we can use a shortcut key. Control Shift plus for adding a data. Control minus for deleting a data. Row, the data. Data means row. So before that, you should have placed the cursor on cell where we have some value. Don't place the cursor on some empty cell. Empty cell, don't do it. Place the cursor on some cell where we have some values. Don't place it on empty. Okay, right. Now, Control Shift plus, you can see a new row is added. Control minus, a row is deleted. Another powerful feature. Yes.
Can you please show me how you are doing?
Place it on cell where we have some value. Suppose I want to add a data before this. Place the cursor here. Control Shift plus, a new row. You can type it here. Control minus for deleting it. If the subtotal is not available, straight away you can type it. But the total is available in between. That's why I'm using Control plus or Control minus. The next powerful and a magical feature is, normally, if you want to write any formulas, it can be VLOOKUP, it can be if, it can be plus, it can be minus, it can be any formula. Where do we do it? We'll write the formula on the first cell and we'll copy the formula on the bottom. Correct? That's what normally we'll do in any table. For example, I want to know this add spent plus execution level, both put together, what is my total? Or I want to know from net profit, I want to calculate 18% tax. I want to calculate tax, some formula, some simple formula. It's not required to write the formula on the first cell. You can write the formula anywhere as you wish. For example, I'll go somewhere else on the middle here. I'm going to somewhere else on the middle. Now I want to add this, add spent and execution card. That both the column I want to add it. This plus this. Simple formula. This plus this. Equal to select the cell where we have that add spent. Now it will not show you the cell number because it's a dynamic table. It will show you the column name plus this. One cell to another cell I'm adding it. That's it. Just to press enter. Your formula will get copied automatically. No need to copy your formula also. Copying and pasting is not required. Let me try this. Enter. The formula is automatically copied. No need to copy the formula. Once again, this will work only in dynamic. Normal table, this will not work. You have to manually copy and paste it. You can write any formulas like this, any type of formulas. Enter, type it and enter. Before the break, we'll see one more feature. Okay. Sir. Only one limitation is you cannot send this file to other who is not using Microsoft Excel. There are some other Excel sheet like Open Office, Star Office, IBM Office, lot of Google sheet, some sheet. You cannot send it. That's only disadvantage. Overall using Microsoft Excel, you can say this. I'm asking that one. Why are you not asking?
Because you don't know.
Because you don't know. That's why I'm here. I told you from today, from now.
I was for this manager.
So you don't want to change your user. Okay. As I indicated the break, still the dynamic table is not over. We'll see furthermore. We'll see one concept here. This dynamic table is ready. Assume this dynamic table, I'm going to present this table in a meeting like this or a webinar or seminar, I'm going to present it. For example, I want to know only the South region data. If I want to know South region data, normally what we will do is, we'll go to the South region here. We'll go to the region. We'll remove the select all and we select the South and we say OK here. Correct? That's what we do normally, which is a little bit complicated. Instead, I want to present this. I want to present the data. Interactively, I want to present it. Place the cursor somewhere else on the top of your table. Now, don't go to somewhere else on the bottom. Go to somewhere else on the top of the table. Somewhere else on the top of the table. Go somewhere else on the top. Color is not so good. So I'll go somewhere else on the top of the table, not somewhere else in the middle. Because if you insert the next feature, it will get hidden. That's why I'm putting it on the top. So go to somewhere else on the top. Design. Go to the table design. Under the table design, insert slicer. Insert slicer. Go to the table design. Insert slicer. For what you want the slicer? Let us select region name. I select region name. That's it. Say OK. There is a slicer created here. Put the slicer outside your table. Don't have it on the table, outside your table. That's it. Now I want to see the South region data. Click on South. It shows only the South region data. North. It shows the North region data. East. So whatever you select, it shows only that particular region-wise data. Very simple. Place the cursor on the dynamic table. Design. Insert slicer. Could you tell me? I have selected North. I want North as well as South. Could you tell me how can I select North as well as South? Control key. But instead there is a button available. Multi-select. Very good. Click on multi-select and select South as well as North. Both. Get back your data. You can click on filter. Filter will get back your data. Even you can have multiple slicer also. I will tell you how to rearrange the slicer after the break. Multiple slicer. I place the cursor on this table. Design. Insert slicer. I already selected the region and I'm selecting the segment also now. Segment or campaign or channel, campaign type, whatever you want, your wish. I'm selecting the segment here. Say OK. So there are two slicers. Suppose in north region, I selected north region. I want to see only B2B now. B2B. Select B2B. It shows only north region. What is B2B? So instead of using your traditional old filters, start using the slicers. It's more interactive, more easier to understand also. So in the screen itself, I can see north region B2B is filtered. So B2C is filtered here. And you will get the grand total, you will get the subtotal automatically here. We can rearrange the slicer, we can remove the slicer, we can convert this table into a normal table also.
So get convert it into design table like a code D and then the slice.
Always creating is tough, removing is very easy. Select it and press delete on your keyboard. Just press delete. Yes, I believe we have seen how to refresh the pivot table. Probably next we'll see how to refresh ourselves, right? We'll refresh ourselves, we'll go for a lunch break. We'll convert this table into normal table. After the lunch break, the important session, yearly, monthly, weekly report, dashboard, aging analysis, so many things has to be learned. Time is very shorter. We'll see how as much as possible as with your cooperation.
Switch off the recorder.
Yes, I'm stopping.